question is, I like to ask 3 tips. Obviously, we need to take or learn something out of the podcast. So what are your 3 tips on mindset? I know you're big on mindset, and when it comes to life and business, what are the important mindsets that you can share? And also resilience. Lately, well, everyone whinging about COVID lockdown, challenging times, of course, for most people. So how can we be resilient in this challenging time?
I think it's really challenging in terms of where we are right now, but we are not dictated by the current circumstances because we have the power of control that's in front of us. And sometimes and this is the reason why mindset is really important, but
Yeah.
it also, there's 3 key areas to always getting an outcome. Number one is the mindset, right? Number two is the skill set that is applied to the mindset. And number three is taking action. A lot of people are now having excuses of procrastination where, if they gain a little weight, the COVID weight. So there's a lot of excuses out there that people, and it's inevitable, right? You're always going to have challenges. You're always going to have, issues and trials and tribulations and, roadblocks along the way.
Yes.
But with the mindset and resiliency, it's all about making that choice and decision to be above that. And
Yeah.
so people tend to think that, failure is failure. But for me, failure is only feedback, right? And so the mindset always is like, yeah, I hit a brick wall and I fail and I get back. And you probably experience yourself where you have your highs and you have your lows, but you're
Yeah.
still continuing on is because you found purpose, right? And a lot of people are looking for that type of sense of, well-being and purpose, but they cannot find it. But how do you connect that with mindset is that 80% is what we believe, the self beliefs. And, we've gone through that coaching journey. We've gone through the limiting beliefs, but to always to empower your mindset is you have today, and that's today is your opportunity. So like, your choices that you make right now is always going to determine your future and your tomorrow. We cannot change our past. The past is gone. But what you can do
Yes.
right now is, hey, I'm going to make a choice for myself. And the only way I can do this is, what are the areas for my life that's kind of pulling me down, right?
Mm.
That's step number one, is identifying what that is. Number two is, okay, what can I do to replace that mindset to
Yeah.
now it's going to serve me to living a better and, a better life. And number three is taking execution. So how to become resilient? There's about like 6 Ds that I really want to cover real quick. And they're really simple and really basic. Is you got to start with the desire, right? If you want that epic life, or in business, you got to make that desire, right? You got to know your why, as we mentioned. You got to know your purpose and what are your values in life. And then we gotta be the one that's going to design, right? Design our own life, right? And that comes with your choices, right? So, based on your environment you're in, that's the reason why it's important to be part of a network or a group of people who support you, that loves you. And, the third D is you got to make that choice and decision, right? It's all about cutting off and say, you know what, today's that day, I'm making that choice, right? And after that is really taking discipline. I think that's the most hardest part, is building great habits. But once you start building great habits for your life, or particularly in your business, then you know that you're going to level up. Then you have self-development and have that resiliency and determination. And so resiliency in these challenging times is, a lot of people had to pivot, right? So many businesses have shut down. They've had so many certain takes and different challenges along the way.
Yes.
However, they're able to pivot. I've coached a client who had a cafe business and they had to shut down, and they couldn't do deliveries because of certain things that happen behind the scenes.
Mm.
So I came coach him and said, okay, what are skill sets that you're really good at, that that you can use your hands to earn that type of money? And so with that type of insight, he went into labor work and
Yeah.
is able to put his skills into doing carpentry, right? And so there's always a way when there's always a will that's not done with human effort, but really honing into that desire. Okay, I'm doing this because of my family, because I need to put money on the table, right? Bread on the table.
Yes.
And so pivoting is really important, but resiliency is not giving up, always moving forward and owning up, right? So whatever it is what it is, but that's not going to dictate your future, right? It's what your choices and how you put in front of you and how you manage that. And that's how you can build your resiliency and your mental toughness.
Amazing. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, really important.
So
Resilience is
I'm
really important.